Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of the Fumble Sports Daily Show. It is so wonderful to have you on this Tuesday, June 27th. Excited to talk a full slate of MLB with you. 3 WNBA games. Of course, we have NFL on the horizon. Plenty of things to get into on this Tuesday, so settle in like you always do for our 2-hour show on TikTok Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. No matter the platform, we're here to help sports fans just like you. So if you have a question, a comment, a pick, we are here for all of it. So wonderful to see so many familiar faces jumping right into the comment section. Mike, hope you're having a great day. LRK425, it was wonderful talking to you last night. Know you had a good time on your celebrity shots yesterday, 2-0 on those. Hope all of you are having a great day. Farika, good afternoon to you. Hope you're having a wonderful afternoon in Virginia Beach, I believe, if I got that right. LRK425, greetings to you from Washington. Mike, I think I went 2-2 yesterday. Think you did as well. Casey, already sharing the channel. Great to see that. Wonderful to have you in the show. Again, we have a 2-hour show ahead. We will get to all of our picks, all of our plays, all of our research in just 1 second. But to kick off the show, as plenty of people jump in and settle into the show, wanted to open with a starting rant, and it is about sports content nowadays. I know we're in the dog days of summer, and I know ESPN is struggling. Between layoffs and vacations, they're putting kind of the D or C list talent on the screen. However, I would hope producers of these shows would maybe be a bit more creative. I saw a First Take today that actually had a debate. Who's had a better career, LeBron James or Tom Brady? I'm not saying it's not an interesting debate for those who like to just shoot it up at a barbershop or chop it up at a barbershop. But that said, I really think there's more topics I care about right now than the most clickbaity of topics of all time, Tom Brady or LeBron James. That is the most ridiculous clickbait debate, embrace debate approach that we've ever seen. I know it's the dog days of sports content, but there has to be something better than LeBron James against Tom Brady. For the love of God, baseball, WNBA, football, fantasy football, anything. There's free agency, there's trades, anything. But LeBron versus Tom Brady, really ESPN, that's the best you could come up with? I give that a D- on a dog day afternoon here in June. ESPN, be better. We'll be better here at Fumble Sports. Don't worry. We're going to give plenty of good sports content over the next hour and 57 minutes. So settle in because we're about to drop a ton of picks over the next 2 hours. That said, as we always do, we do give out our disclaimer before we give out our picks. We are not a sports book. We're not endorsed by any sports book. We're here for fun sports talk, good data and analytics. We are going to put some research up on your screen throughout the show. So if you see some websites that we go to, they aren't sports books, but they do offer a lot of good sports data and trends to allow us to make the smartest, most well-informed plays that we possibly can. Now that we've done that, let's look at our results from yesterday. And first we'll start with how Fumble Sports did. 32-17. Again, keeping our overall percentage around 65% day in, day out, so really strong there. MLB Game Picks, 9-5. MLB Props, 20-9, strong there. WNBA, very much of a split day, 1-1 on the WNBA games, 2-2 on the player props. Our parlay plays were the big disappointment of the day, going 3-3. Would like to see those go back up to around 75-80%. Long ball, long shots of the day. Shohei Ohtani cashed, stealing a sharing. Only put out 4, missed on all of them. Celebrity shots went 14-11. Let's look at those celebrity shots from yesterday. How did you guys do? Let's look. We keep track of your picks every single day and the records to go along with it. So just going through, Macy Toru went 1-1. Top Dog looking to bounce back today after going 0-2. Cody went 1-1. Mike, big day for Mike, went 2-0. Shohei Ohtani cashing and Dylan Cease cashing. Very nice, Mike. Well done there. Tito's full send went 1-1. Must have been tough to see the Nationals collapse there in the late innings. That was a bad beat for you. Feel bad about that one. Stephen Pock went 0-2. Dante did miss with Dylan Cease. He had him on the win. Very tough as well. He pitched a great game but didn't cash on that. IP Shade 45, Reed Walk Detmers did us both well yesterday. Zodwick, you also cashed on Andrew Heaney under strikeouts. Good job on that. We tailed you on that one. Alexander missed on the aces. We thought the Fever were going to cover that 15, and they ended up doing so. So Alexander, tough one on that. Jorge, 2-0. Jorge continues to be the lead dog amongst all of our celebrity shot pickers, so we'll have to find a way of tailing Jorge today. LRK 425, 2-0. Julio Rodriguez had a big night, but still found a way to get a strikeout, and Marcus Semien hit a home run early. Harley finally gave us a celebrity shot, ended up splitting on those lacrosse plays. That came out of left field, but Harley, we loved it. Candyman ended up splitting. Jackie Young, after a good first half, ended up a really kind of disappointing when it comes to a scoring second half, so she didn't cash, but the Fever cash on that 18.5. And G-Clips stays undefeated, so everybody, you can see the celebrity shot records. Candyman now 13-9. Caesar 4-3, Christopher 3-0, Cody 3-3, Cullen 4-2, Dante 12-16, Drew 73-82, 1-3, G-Clips 4-0, Harley 1-1, Hammer Vice 0-2, IP Shade 45 is 6-7, Jeremy Todd 66 0-4, Joe Warren 1-2, Jorge now up to 25-10. Doesn't matter if they're chalky as long as they're cashing. Kyle's 1-1. LRK 425 is now 14-6. Everybody, look out for LRK 425 coming up the backstretch to make some put some heat on Jorge for best record. Mike, you're now 18-9. You're doing incredibly well, getting up there, getting close to 20. Macy Torru's 2-2. Mike Torres 835's 3-4. Show Me's 8-4. Tito's Full Send above 500 at 13-12. Top Dog's 18-16. He's getting close to that 20 win mark as well. Tony's 2-2. Zodwick 7-5. YA Tittle 3-1. Tyler 4-4. So those are some of the celebrity shot records we have on the board. As we do every day, though, we clear out our results from yesterday, and we're going to focus on what we've got ahead of us. All those results go in the rearview mirror as we get ready to knock it out of the park today. Hope all of you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. Settle in. We've got a lot to get to. Already, you guys have been sharing the channel, and we are already up to 2,000 likes, so you guys are doing your work on your end, so we have to reciprocate. As always, if you want our picks, hit that confetti. If you want the long ball long shots of the day, hit the like button. When we get up to 2,000 likes, we'll give those out. And, of course, we have stealing is sharing. You share the channel. We give a player we think is going to get a stolen base. We'll start with a long ball long shot of the day because we're already up to 2,000 likes. First one for me is going to be Manny Machado. Manny Machado is going to be the first one that I take. Let's go to Outlier, one of the tools that we use to evaluate what are the best plays of the day. Manny Machado, he's facing Rich Hill today. Good stats lifetime against him, which include 2 home runs lifetime. So putting in Manny Machado, 20% implied probability to hit a home run. Certainly like that. And again, just want to show you what the lifetime stats are against Rich Hill. Since 2018, you can see 2 at-bats, 2 home runs. We like that kind of play. So for that reason, we are putting that one on the board. LRK425, I didn't even see the comment section before I put this in there. So LRK425, we're right there. We're thinking alike. Good job, LRK425. Way to put that research in, looking for the best plays around Major League Baseball. You know, Manny Machado plus 400, that's a strong play. But if we're going to put Manny Machado up on the board for a home run, we also want to see over a half a hit. No, that would be a bit stupid by the sports book, so I don't blame them for that. What about total bases? 1.5? The implied probability isn't in our favor. How about hits, runs, and RBIs? It's set at 2.5. Really disappointing. We really don't have any good plays. Let's go see if we can get an RBI or a run. RBI over half might be one you'd want to consider. Over half a run. How about that? No real good implied probabilities across the board. I do like Manny Machado. Probably the best one to take is over 1.5 bases. I'm going to ride with that one. It's the only one that I feel decent about, given the odds and everything else. We can get this at minus 105. So it's not a great play in terms of the implied probability, but Manny Machado's got a good matchup against Rich Hill, so I'll ride with the over 1.5 total bases for Manny Machado. We are off and running, everybody. We have a celebrity shot to get in on the big board. We already have some comments coming in. Farika, Dante, great to see you. Happy afternoon. Good afternoon to both of you. Top Dog, yo, what up? Great to see some familiar faces across all of our platforms. No matter where you're watching, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Support Butt Fumble Sports. We love the support you guys show us. Let's get our first celebrity shot up on the big board. Mike Oxlong getting his first celebrity shot on the board. By the way, Mike is 18-9, so making that steady climb up to 20 total wins. And Mike is going to put Taj Bradley over 5.5 strikeouts. Taj Bradley over 5.5 strikeouts on the big board. Additionally, he is taking Luis Arraez over half a hit. Luis Arraez over half a single, rather. Over half a single. A play that we traditionally like here at Butt Fumble Sports because over half a hit is usually not available for him. Let's dive into these two. If you're putting your comments in the comment section, don't worry. We'll get to all of them. Taj Bradley, over 5.5 strikeouts. You see the implied probabilities on the under. We're going to look at it from the over perspective because it has been a very good trend. However, let's look at it on the road. Still a good trend. The 5.5 is what we're seeing it at. Now, can we see the Diamondbacks against right-handed pitching? Walker, very low strikeout rate. Smith, low strikeout rate. Gurriel, low strikeout rate. Thomas, same thing. Perdomo, Marte. The Diamondbacks are a low strikeout team. The reason you're seeing the implied probability is because of the Diamondbacks, not about Taj Bradley. So my answer to you is the fact that you could get this at plus 108, I'm not going to discourage it. I think it's an interesting play from Mike. It's not one that I'm going to tail. It's not one that I'll put on my side of the big board. But I think this is an interesting play. The fact you can get it at plus money, kind of intriguing, simply because of the trends. But I understand why the sportsbook and why Outlier is suggesting that actually the under is the stronger play. That said, we also look towards the other play that Mike put up on the board. Luis Arraez over half a single. This has been, like I mentioned, a popular play for us. And you can see the implied probability is in our favor. The trends are in our favor. He's facing Garrett Whitlock, who's a good starting pitcher for the Red Sox. However, Garrett Whitlock is a low ball pitcher. That really doesn't impact Luis Arraez. We've seen him take a ball, it seems like right off the dirt, and slap it into the outfield for a hit. I like him on over half a single as well. So, I know he had the day off yesterday, but we're going right back to the well with Luis Arraez. By the way, just in case we needed some comfort, he does have a hit in 2 at-bats against Garrett Whitlock. So for that reason alone, combined with what we know about Luis Arraez, he's over 400 against right-handed pitching. We'll take him on over half a single. That said, very chalky. Very chalky at the minus 240, but we're okay with it. Luis Arraez, over half a single. But like we do when we have these chalkier plays, we're going to put these 3 hats next to the pick, which means it's a good leg of a parlay. You're not going to really want to take it as an individual play, not enough of a return based on the odds, so you might want to consider it as a leg of a parlay. Mike Oxlong, appreciate that. Got your celebrity shots up on the board. Yeah, LRK425. I researched that last night. I do the matchups at night. Got to get Bovada, guys. Machado, yep, good call, LRK425. Really on it. Tristan, hey, great to see you. It has been a while. Hope you're doing really well, Tristan. Hope you're having a great day. Let us know if you have a favorite play of the day. We'll get it up on our Celebrity Shot Big Board. That way you can be a part of the show. Would love to know if you've got a favorite pick of the day. I do need to give out a stolen base pick of the day because you guys have been hitting that share button. And we're going to stay with my kind of fading of Rich Hill today. I'm going to take Fernando Tatis Jr. to get a stolen base. Rich Hill, he allows bags. He does not do a good job of holding runners, in part because he's got that leg kick, just a long delivery, so it makes sense that he would give up stolen bases. Fernando Tatis Jr. leads the Padres in stolen bases. 31% implied probability on the play. You can get it at plus 220. You can see he also has been active of late. So now against Rich Hill, he doesn't have any stats. So I do like him on the stolen base, but if we like him on the stolen base, we also feel like he's got to get on base. So can we get him on half a hit? Nope, it's 1.5. Can we get him on, let's see what bases is. It's going to be 1.5 as well. The over here is really strong at 57%. Not a great trend, but against left-handed pitching this year, Fernando Tatis Jr. is hitting .316. So you may want to take Fernando Tatis Jr. on over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Or sorry, over 1.5 bases. The one I'm curious about is hits, runs, and RBIs. And yes, that's set at 2.5. So for me, I'm going to go back to bases. And just like Manny Machado, I'm going to be on 1.5 total bases for Fernando Tatis Jr. I do like the Padres offense against Rich Hill today. So I will double down on that with Fernando Tatis Jr. over 1.5 bases. Sammy J making his first celebrity shot picks. Love to see a new member of the Celebrity Shot Big Board. Sammy J, your celebrity shot pick is Pete Alonso over 1.5 bases. Pete Alonso over 1.5 bases. And not only do I like it, I love it, Sammy J. And because you guys have been hitting that like button on TikTok Live, we actually have hit 4,000 likes. We owe another long ball, long shot of the day. And I'm going with Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso is a player I like to hit a home run today. Lifetime against Julio Teheran, who formerly pitched for the Atlanta Braves. He has 2 home runs, really strong stats. So let me show you what Pete Alonso over half a home run could offer. And then we'll look at also over 1.5 bases because I think that's a good play. 25% implied probability on the home run. You could get it at plus 300. Let's look at what you could get on total bases. 1.5. The over doesn't have as strong an implied probability. Just a note, not necessarily saying I dislike it. By the way, over a half a hit is an absolute play. And because you could get it at FanDuel at minus 195, we consider that a standalone play. So you could parlay it, but actually it meets our threshold for a standalone play. So let's throw that one up there. Certainly would take that in a heartbeat. Pete Alonso over half a hit, but I might want to double down on this one. Over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. 60% implied probability at minus 150. I know Alonso's been burning us, but we've got to go with the data. We've got to go with the trends. Pete Alonso today should have a good game, so we'll ride with it. Over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. So we're loaded up with Pete Alonso today. Now, I wanted to show you guys his stats against Julio Teheran, Pete Alonso. When we talk about ownership, a .714 batting average with 2 home runs, that is ownership. He has never struck out against Teheran. He has 2 home runs, ridiculous batting average. That's why we're so confident in Pete Alonso today. So Sammy J, great find by you, makes it up onto your celebrity shot and, of course, onto our big board. Everyone, you get 2 celebrity shots. So Sammy J, if you've got a second one, make sure you get it up here. Great call, LRK425 as well. You're right there. Mike, we did tail the strikeouts, actually. We did tail the strikeouts. We actually did tail Dylan Cease on strikeouts, I believe. He did have a great game, so. Okay, Colton, you're hitting on another one. I know we haven't hit 6,000 likes just yet, but I don't care because Colton is already hitting on another player we like for a long ball, long shot of the day, so we're going to give it out. Jose Ramirez, lifetime against Brady Singer, 2 home runs. So I know we haven't hit 6,000 likes yet, getting ahead of my skis just a little bit, but when you guys hit on one of the players I really like, I won't deny the fact that I'm all about it. Jose Ramirez has a 20% implied probability. Love that. Let's go to over half a hit. Nope, it's 1.5. Let's go to total bases. 1.5. The over is the strong implied probability. Not only has it been a good trend over the last 10 games, but as I just mentioned a moment ago, again, you want ownership. Look at Jose Ramirez's stats against Brady Singer. 16 at-bats, a .438 average, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. I love to see that. So a favorable matchup in that one. We haven't looked at the Ballpark Pal app just yet. So in case you guys were curious about how the weather is impacting some of the games that we're seeing across the board, here's what the weather looks like. You see in that that Guardians Royals game, home runs likelihood is down. This is part of the reason why we aren't just taking Jose Ramirez on a home run, because we think he could maybe get a hold of one. He sees the pitcher well, but maybe just because the weather, the ball gets knocked down, doesn't go for a home run. Maybe it's a double. That cashes the 1.5 over total bases. So this is a way we can put in some security, some scaffolding, so we're not taking high risk on just taking a home run. So with that said, let's put it on the board, everybody. That's Jose Ramirez. Over 1.5 bases. I'm also curious, can I get 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs? I expect I can. Nope, 2.5. Those cheeky bastards at the sportsbook were wise enough to know. Colton, thank you so much for subscribing. Colton, we so appreciate it. Welcome to the Butt Fumble Sports community. Colton, thank you so much for subscribing for the first time. Colton, if you have a pick, if you have a question, make sure you throw it in there, Colton. Want to make sure that we hook you up. Appreciate that, Colton. That's awesome. For all those who are watching across the platforms, make sure you're a part of this amazing community, just like Colton is. Let's get Dante's pick up on the board while we wait for Colton to throw in maybe his favorite question or his favorite pick of the day. That way we can ask Colton, we can see what Colton needs help with. That said, while we do that, Dante is taking Carlos Correa over half a strikeout. Let's get Dante on the board. Dante, happy afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. Dante is taking Carlos Correa over half a strikeout. And if you've been watching the show routinely, if you're a loyal viewer, one thing you'll definitely notice is we are getting heavier on these over half a strikeout plays. And by the way, for good reason, because a lot of these are cashing tickets. Baseball just has so many strikeouts these days. So we will go to Carlos Correa over half a strikeout. This is Chalk City. This is like Kansas as a number 1 seed going to the Final Four. This is Chalk City at minus 195. However, we allow chalk here at Butt Fumble Sports. We're not going to judge too hard. So it has been a decent trend over the last 7 games. Twins strike out a lot. Against right-handed pitching this year, Carlos Correa, 27% strikeout rate. That's pretty high for a guy who's supposed to be one of the better hitters in baseball. Clearly hasn't lived up to that reputation. Bryce Elder, his strikeout number is a touch down from where you want it to be, maybe 7.5. Actually, would like that to be closer to 9, given what he's capable of. He does have a good win-loss record and a good ERA, but we can talk about that a little bit later. I'm not going to follow on this one. I know it's been a good trend, just not going to touch it. But I know Dante is going chalk. That's fine by us. Pepto-Bismol. What does chalk mean? To me, chalk means that it's a very favorable bet. Like the odds are like minus 250, minus 300. So you would have to put down 2.5 times the amount you would get back. So you'd have to put down $250 to get $100, or $300 you'd have to bet only to get $100 back. That's not really a good bet. And the reason I say it's chalk is much like we say in the NCAA tournament. That's why I made the analogy to a number 1 seed. When a number 1 seed goes to the Final Four, we say it's chalk, because it's what's expected. It's what we would write up on the blackboard. So for that reason, exactly, LRK425, that's exactly what I'm alluding to. When I talk about something as very chalky, it means it's not a really good bet on its own. You're not getting a good return on it, so it's something to consider as a leg of a parlay. That's exactly right. And for parlay builders, keep them tight, don't make them too big, but 3-4 leg parlays with some bets that are minus 295 or minus 250, minus 200, package those together, all of a sudden it becomes a good play. So exactly right, LRK425. Okay, Alex, you're asking about Garrett Whitlock and Blackburn over 4.5 strikeouts. Very interesting. By the way, Dane, great to see you. Great to see you. Dane, have you been up here on the big board yet? I don't know if we've gotten Dane up on the big board yet. Unless it's under another Dane. But let's get Dane up here. Dane, great to see you. And Dane, appreciate you just playing along at home. Either way. From his so-called model. Would love to see it. And you're taking Rich Hill over 4.5 strikeouts. By the way, Dane, love to have you a part of the show and love that you do your own research. Again, Butt Fumble Sports is here to work together, give out some good plays. We're all on the same side. Team cashing tickets. So, Dane's giving out Rich Hill. By the way, Dane has Correa with a strikeout tonight at 102% chance. So, Dante, that's a great call. I'll play along with it. Just to play along with Dane, I'll play along with it. Carlos Correa, over half a strikeout at Chalk Cityville. I'll play along with it. We'll all be on board, and we'll see how Dane's strikeout model does. Dane is also taking Rich Hill over 4.5 strikeouts. This is a really interesting one because Rich Hill is definitely a guy who gives up a lot of walks. Can he get 4.5 strikeouts? Let's look at Rich Hill. On strikeouts, the implied probability is on the under. So interesting. Doesn't mean you're wrong. Just interesting that that's the implied probability. We'll look at it from the over perspective. Actually has been a pretty good trend of late. So Dane is certainly not wrong. Dane is certainly not wrong that this has been a strong trend for Rich Hill. Interesting, though, against the San Diego Padres, what you might get. Looking at him at home, again, not a terrible trend, but there have been 2 misses at home where on the road it has been a much more consistent play. Looking at the Padres against Rich Hill, I mentioned Manny Machado, good numbers against him. Fernando Tatis Jr. hasn't faced him. Bogarts, 1-for-1, but small sample size overall. Small sample size overall. But the one thing I would note, not big strikeout numbers. Gary Sanchez maybe, not surprised by that. Gary Sanchez strikes out against little leaguers. But that said, not huge strikeout numbers here. So again, I'm not going to tail this one, but love the fact that Dane is letting his pick be known. Dane, thank you for watching. Hope you're subscribing and hope that you're a part of the show every day. We love people joining the show, engaging, and letting us know their favorite picks and the research they do behind it. Macy Toru, 2-2 with your celebrity shot picks. Let's get it, Macy Toru. What's up? LRK425, you mentioned it. Colton, I'm going to get to your comment in 1 second. We're going to stay on Rich Hill for just a moment because we're already on him, but then I'm going to get to Freddie Freeman in a second. So, looking at Rich Hill, walks allowed. Oh, thank you. I want to say thank you to the sportsbook gods. I want to say thank you to the Vegas gods because Rich Hill, 1.5. If you have over 1.5 walks allowed set for Rich Hill, it is a blessed day. I am just saying that right now. That is like taking Jordan Lyles to lose. I know 1 out of every 15 games you might be wrong, but everybody, Rich Hill, over 1.5 walks, hallelujah, everybody. This is some greenage. I expected they would set this at 2.5. I am shocked they did not. Everybody, you can even get it at minus 170. I don't bang the drum often. I don't come out here and bang the pots and pans often. But everybody, Rich Hill over 1.5 walks. Hallelujah. That's all I'm gonna say. So Rich Hill, let's get it up on the board, everybody. Rich Hill over 1.5 walks allowed. I'm going with it. I am all about it, everybody. Mike, you're asking about Ellie De La Cruz. We'll get to that in 1 second. But first, we have some work to do for Colton, who subscribed to our TikTok Live. Thank you so much, Colton. Great to have you part of this community. You asked about Freddie Freeman, and you'll be happy to know that not only do I like Freddie Freeman, I really like him. I'm putting him up on my big board as a long ball, long shot of the day. I understand that he doesn't have ridiculous numbers at Coors Field, but I do love the matchup today against Connor Siebold. So Freddie Freeman to hit a home run will show you the implied probability and the odds. Implied probability is 25%. Like it. The odds, not great. Actually, DraftKings, you can get it at plus 295. And again, one thing you guys will hear me stress is don't be overly loyal to one sports book. If your state isn't restrictive, be on as many sports books as possible. That way you can find the one that offers the best odds. Because why be loyal to FanDuel at plus 260? They're not going to be loyal to you. So go find the best bet. If you can get it at DraftKings at plus 295, that's the place to take it. He does have a home run over his last 5 games against Connor Siebold lifetime. He is 2 for 2. So he was someone we had our eye on for over half a hit, over half a base. But we also love the weather conditions in that game. As you can see, Dodgers, Rockies, expect that ball to fly. We expect it to be a home run derby. I have a couple of players from this game that I like to hit a home run. Freddie Freeman is one of them. Blowing out to right field, righty-lefty matchup. Connor Siebold has actually been better of late, so it is something that, you know, he is not a dog pile, he's not a dog poop on your porch kind of pitcher, but I still think it's a good matchup for Freeman. Low ball pitcher, low ball hitter, good opportunity there. That said, let's also look at what we could get. Can we get over half a hit? No, because the sports books aren't that stupid. But 1.5 total bases. They're even smart about this. Wow. 2.5 bases is what they set it at. That's too bad. Okay, how about hits, runs, and RBIs? It's set at 2.5. But you see the over actually is a strong play. Believe it or not, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. You may call me crazy. 2.5. We don't do it often. It's usually with the Ohtanis, the Aaron Judges, the Ronald Acuñas of the world. Freddie Freeman certainly lives up to that reputation. So I am going to ride on this one. I won't feel great about it. I understand if you guys don't want to tail me on it. But Freddie Freeman, over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, I'm going to ride with it. Wouldn't do it on 2.5 bases. That's asking a bit too much. But over 1.5 total hits, runs, and RBIs, I could actually see that hitting. Let's get to Elly De La Cruz. Elly De La Cruz, and then we'll get to your celebrity shots, getting more of those on the big board. Elly De La Cruz, now, one note, I'm not taking him on a stolen base today. Most days I do take him on a stolen base, but the starting pitcher, Tyler Wells, actually does have good stats at holding runners, so I'm not taking that. But over half a hit, 67% implied probability. He doesn't have a hit in his last 2 games. I actually feel like that's a good sign for him because he's too quality a hitter to fall into a big slump early, especially with his speed. So, with that said, I will throw up on the board. It is technically a chalk play, like it is a parlay leg play. I'm not going to say it's a chalk play, but I would make it the leg of a parlay. This is over half a hit. This is a very conservative play, but it's a good leg of a parlay. So, Elly De La Cruz, over half a hit, very safe. It is a leg of a parlay. So, Luis Arraez over half a single. Elly De La Cruz over a half a hit, and Carlos Correa over half a strikeout are our first 3 parlay plays of the day up here on our big board. We've come to the bottom of the hour, and I do want to rant one quick second about a topic that I saw since we're in the dog days of summer apparently, and there isn't anything to talk about. Rumor has it that Hard Knocks is starting to narrow in on its team, and everybody get excited because it's going to be the New York Jets. Now, the New York Jets were really good in their first run on Hard Knocks with Rex Ryan bringing, let's go eat a goddamn snack, and being one of the most entertaining. You had the Terminator being one of the most entertaining coaches that we've had on Hard Knocks. But ideally, there is nothing better than Aaron Rodgers, Sauce Gardner, and a Jets team that has all the pressure in the world. This Jets team is very much in win-now mode, and I think Hard Knocks, getting a glimpse of that, would be outstanding content and would be so entertaining. So I know the New York Jets don't want to be on Hard Knocks. I know they were fighting it, protesting. It don't matter, because the NFL knows this is going to be a hit. HBO knows it's going to be a hit. It's a New York market. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's a good, entertaining, personality-based team. I cannot wait for August to roll around, not just for training camps, but to be able to watch Hard Knocks with the New York Jets, because that is going to be some of the best television we have seen in 2023. I know the Chicago Bears, the Detroit Lions, a few other teams might have been on the radar, but it is a knockout punch. It is the New York Jets. They are the team for Hard Knocks, and if they're not, a big mistake by the NFL and HBO. I expect it to be one of the best Hard Knocks that we've had. Even though Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure, is going to be skirting around the camera, it doesn't matter. Everything that dude says at this point is content worthy. Can't wait to see Hard Knocks come August. Let's get Macy Toru's celebrity shot on the big board. Additionally, Zodwick, let's get your first shot up on the big board. Zodwick. So Zodwick and Macy Toru getting your two celebrity shots up on the big board. Zodwick, you are taking Sandy Alcantara, who, by the way, has been a good fade play of late, is not having the kind of season that obviously he had last year. Under 5.5 strikeouts against the Red Sox. Let's get Macy Toru up on the board. Appreciate all of you guys putting your celebrity shots up on the board. So much fun to have you guys engage with the show every single day. Macy Toru is taking Nathaniel Lowe. You're taking over half an RBI. You have gotten into that half an RBI. Interesting. You're also taking Shohei Ohtani over half an RBI. We're going to dive into these three picks. We're going to dive into these three celebrity shot picks over the next couple of minutes. That way you guys can see if we like them as well. Colton, you're exactly right. You saw what the Hard Knocks did for the Lions last year. Dan Campbell became one of the more likable figures across the NFL. I actually think that it could do the same for Robert Saleh, which is take a guy who maybe isn't well known, kind of has a, I don't want to say a meathead because I don't think Saleh is thought of that way, but certainly has a certain kind of reputation and kind of exposes him for being a more dynamic figure. I can't wait to see the New York Jets on Hard Knocks. Appreciate you, LRK425. Thanks for letting them know. We're going to look at these two celebrity shot picks. Let's look at Sandy Alcantara. Under on strikeouts. Five and a half. Under has the strong implied probability. And you can just see the under's been the better play. Even when he's cashing, hasn't been really impressive this year. The whip, the earned runs, overall record, Sandy Alcantara is maybe one of the biggest disappointments of the 2023 season. How have the Red Sox done against him lifetime? Interesting, not good numbers, but also limited sample size outside of Adam Duvall and Justin Turner. So the one concern is Adam Duvall. Now what I will say is I'm not going to follow on Sandy Alcantara strikeouts. I will say, Dane, if you're still watching, I'd be really curious to know, do you like the Sandy Alcantara under 5.5 strikeouts? Dane says he does. So interesting, Zane does like this with his strikeout model. I'm not going to tail on this one. How has it done on the road this year? It's been a consistent ticket, fading under 5.5 on the road. If we stretch it out, I mean, he hasn't hit the over on this in over a month and a half. I don't know. I kind of want to take it. I'm not going to. I'm a little bit on the fence. Do I think he gets to 6.5? I don't know. Just not going to touch it. Not going to touch it. Not attractive enough to me. But one thing I would touch is Adam Duvall striking out. Adam Duvall just has a devil of a time with Sandy Alcantara. So, can we get him on over half a strikeout? Unfortunately, we can't because the sports books are smart enough to the trend. But if you could find it over half a strikeout, you might even want to take the over 1.5. When I say that he sucks against Sandy Alcantara, again, 0 for 12 with a strikeout percentage of 42.9. So at plus 200, taking Adam Duvall at over 1.5 strikeouts isn't the craziest idea. He has hit on over 1.5 strikeouts in 4 of his last 5 games. So kind of an interesting play. I'm not recommending it, not putting it on my board. I'm just putting it out there for you guys. If you guys have the balls for it, might be an interesting play to put up on your big board. How about Sandy Alcantara on over 1.5 walks? Just kind of curious what it's being offered at. We'll do our reverse engineering later, but under the walks is the stronger implied probability. Now, let's go look. We were just looking at the celebrity shot picks. Let's look at Nathaniel Lau. I pronounce his name differently because of, I know his brother's in Tampa Bay, but I always forget which brother it is. Looking at him on over half an RBI. The implied probability on RBI plays is never going to be that strong. 38%, not that strong a play, so I'm never going to recommend that. But over half a hit at 71%, I know maybe you're not liking it at the minus 248. I make it the leg of a parlay. I would take this. The starting pitching matchup against Matt Manning, I actually think is a good one. So I do like Nathaniel Lau over half a hit. I'm going to take the over half a hit, not the over half an RBI. So Dane is saying that Sandy Alcantara getting under 5.5 strikeouts is 55% implied probability. Interesting. Very interesting. Low, over half a hit. And that is a leg of a parlay, everybody. Now, Shohei Ohtani over half an RBI. Shohei Ohtani is on the mound today. He's pitching today. When Ohtani pitches, he's actually usually a good play on offense. We can't get him on over half an RBI, which is disappointing. Can't get him on over half a hit. Surprised. Hits, runs, and RBIs. Maybe when he pitches, it freaks out and it doesn't offer plays like that. I'm surprised. Let's just look at walks allowed. Under is the strong implied probability on walks allowed. By the way, look at how consistent he is on not giving up walks. Wow. Interesting. Good whip. I might take this one. Shohei Ohtani under 1.5 walks. Dane, let us know if you've got some research on that. Very interesting play. Under 1.5 walks. Very interesting play. Let's also look at strikeouts for Shohei. Set at 7.5. The over does have the strong implied probability. Don't know what's going on. Oh, it's because they have. Oh, now I understand why. It's because Outlier screws up with this because that freaks out because it doesn't know hitter and pitcher. So that's why Shohei Ohtani kind of tough to bet through the sports book here. Macy Toru, they should do it with the Patriots and Belichick. So I actually don't think the Patriots qualify. There actually are some qualifications in order. You have to miss the playoffs in the last 3 years. You have to have a certain kind of record. So the Patriots don't technically qualify. That is why the Patriots aren't up for it. Otherwise, I'd agree with you. Because that NFL Films, where they follow Belichick for the year, I believe it was the 2009 season, that is some outstanding content. Colton, from what I understand, he's been tipping his changeup. Is that Sandy Alcantara? Very interesting. That's a good little tip there. How many Braves are getting a hit tonight? Probably another good number of Braves are getting a hit tonight. They do face Joe Ryan, who is a good pitcher, but at this point, the Braves' offense is a pretty good one. Zodwick, let's get your second pick up on the board. Zodwick's second pick. Dane, let us know what your model was referring to. Which player? Is that Shohei? And let us know what the play was. Sorry, there was a lot we were talking about. Let's put up Zodwick's second pick of Jeff McNeil under 1.5 hits. So Zodwick's second pick is going to be Jeff McNeil. Zodwick, fading life today, taking the unders. Jeff McNeil, under 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Let's look at Jeff McNeil as Zodwick fades life. Jeff McNeil hits, runs, and RBIs. 1.5. The implied probability is stronger on the under. Good trend against Julio Teheran lifetime, though. Here's the only concern. Funny enough, you bring him up. He has great stats against Julio Teheran lifetime. So interesting that you're fading the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I had Jeff McNeil on my pre-show stat sheet, but not for 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Over half a hit. I was going to take the over half a hit. I know it hasn't been a good trend, but I like the stats with Julio Teheran. I know it's a chalky play, but I'm taking this one. I was actually going to take Julio Teheran over Jeff McNeil over half a hit. So we're on different sides of this one, Zodwick. I guess mine could cash and yours could cash as well, so we can be on the same side still. Appreciate all those who are watching, no matter the platform, TikTok Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. No matter the platform, hit the like button on your screen. Support Butt Fumble Sports. It means so much to us. We really appreciate it. And, of course, no matter where you're watching from, also share the channel. Every time you guys share the channel, we give out a player that's going to get a stolen base. Want to give a big shout-out to Macy Toru. Thank you so much for the confetti. It is raining confetti on us, and because of that, we have some picks to give out. So get ready, everybody. We have just gotten 4 confetti, so we're going to give out 4 picks. LRK425, we'll get to Brandon Drury in just a second. But first, want to give out some picks. Here are 4 first-inning run-play picks. 4 first-inning run-play picks. Let's start. Phillies, Cubs, yes to a run in the first inning. Yes to a run in the first inning. Likelihood of that is 54.6%. Next one, Guardians, Royals. Yes to a run in the first inning. Likelihood of that, 54.1%. Next one we're going to give out is Dodgers, Rockies. Probably not surprised by where we're going on this one. Yes to a run in the first inning. The likelihood of that is 62.6%. That is one to jump on, folks. And finally, the last pick we'll give out for all of that confetti we just got is Nationals, Mariners, no run in the first inning. So 4 plays given out just now. Thank you so much for that confetti. Really appreciate that. And now, let's go back to our research. Brandon Drury, looking at him. LRK425, were you just hollering at us about Brandon Drury, or did you actually have a question? Is there a certain play that you're liking? What are you looking at for Brandon Drury? While LRK425 lets us know, Dane says, I actually have Shohei throwing 2 walks today. Interesting. But haven't put too much time into the walks model, so don't trust it. Good to know, Dane. I actually have, I was just saying my strikeout model is 73% for the season, but 55% chance for Sandy. Okay, really interesting. Dane, hit us up. DM us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. DM us. Would love to have a conversation with you about getting you involved with Butt Fumble Sports a little bit more. Really interested by that. Okay, LRK425. Hit a home run? I don't know. Then why are you asking about him, LRK425? You're hollering at me about him, and then you're like, you're not. Okay. Brandon Drury. To get a home run, 18% implied probability. Not one I'm going to take, but interesting play. Interesting play. Not one I'm going to take. Can we get him on over half a hit? Yes, we could. Good trend. This is a good trend. And against Michael Kopech, though, good stats as well. Includes a home run. So LRK425 doing some good research. Wouldn't take the home run. Doesn't appeal to me as much. But over half a hit, that does attract me. By the way, the over half a hit LRK425, that's a standalone play at minus 195. So I would put this one up on the board. Wasn't one that I had prior to the show, but LRK425 brought it to our attention. Good job, Brandon Drury. Over half a hit. Don't need to make it the leg of a parlay. I certainly can, but it could be a standalone play. LRK425 warning us that Crawford could go yard again. Interesting. Jorge, you like the over for half a hit for Ohtani. We talked about that yesterday, and I was shocked that they offered it. Are the sportsbooks being that crazy again? Now, we're not seeing it because he's pitching, but if you can find it over half a hit, I certainly would take it. I would certainly take it. Here are the picks that we have up on our big board so far. Here are the long ball, long shots of the day that we have up. And we do have one stolen base, one stealing and sharing. Whiskey, thank you so much for joining the Butt Fumble Sports community. Great to see that. Thank you, LRK425. Thanks for letting them know. Good job. Way to let the word get out there. Let's look at Colton's question about Nick Castellanos. And again, if you have a celebrity shot and you want it up on the big board, just write in the comment section my celebrity shot or my celebrity pick. Nick Castellanos, over half a hit. Really strong trend. How has he done against Jamison Tyone? 2 for 4 lifetime. So that's a good trend. He's been hitting the ball well. Kind of surprised that this is available. It's at minus 210, so it is a leg of a parlay. But you know I don't mind that. Nick Castellanos, over half a hit. I jump on this one, make the leg of a parlay. Good find, Colton. LRK425, you're funny, man. Appreciate you. Great to have so many people joining the conversation, jumping into the chat. If you've got a question, if you've got a pick, if you want some research done, do not hesitate. Butt Fumble Sports is here for all of it. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, great to see you. Top Dog, Dane, Zodwick, Dante, Farika. Great to see the loyal members of the Butt Fumble Sports community. Make sure you're sharing the channel. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Really appreciate all the support that you show us every single day. Top Dog, Freddie Freeman, over half a hit. Tatis, over half a hit. Jose Ramirez, over half a hit. And Corey Seager, over half a hit. You're getting on FanDuel at plus 187. Top Dog, that is how you work it. Nice job. Love you putting it together. And again, you know what you're going to hear me say. Treat it like a box trifecta if you're betting on the ponies. Don't just bet that alone. Try to find ways of mixing and matching, pairing them together. So Top Dog, what you may want to consider, because even here, I'm not seeing Corey Seager over half a hit, so maybe just something you guys were curious about. I don't see it. But the other three I absolutely love. But Top Dog, what I would say, maybe you want to do a parlay with just 3 of them and mix and match them in. Maybe you want to make it 4, have those 4, and then as you watch the show, find a 5th or a 6th to kind of throw in there in case Seager doesn't get a hit, in case Ramirez doesn't. That way you can kind of bet some other plays. By the way, they could all cash, but you are protecting yourself just a little bit. And again, given you finally got that to plus 187, you can play around with that a little bit. So Top Dog, just a note for you to try to get you the best possible returns on your investments. If you guys want any of my picks, you know what to do. Hit that live goal of the confetti. Every time you do, we throw out a pick. I have 3 WNBA picks to give out. I have a couple more MLB picks. Obviously, I have player prop bets. So keep up the good work and hit that confetti. Dane, you have 92% McNeil gets a hit today. Like it. Yeah, I'm not so curious about the double because I'm never going to bet doubles. That's just too risky for me. If I'm going to do that, just take 1.5 total bases. So no reason to take the double for me. 1.5 total bases would be sufficient. I know doubles would get me better return. I would get, something really nice on that. Something like, a plus odds probably. But still, not crazy about it. Jorge's asking, what sports book do I bet on? When I do bet, I bet on any sports book. I have accounts literally with 5-6 different sports books, and for me, it's just one, who's offering maybe the best promo or the best opportunity with that, who's offering a boost or something like that. And then additionally, it's the bets that I like, who's giving me the best odds. Outlier, which is the website that we use, a great tool to find that you can use the comparison shopping to find the best odds on the bets that you like. That's what I do. When I find it on FanDuel, I use FanDuel. If I find it on Caesars, I go there. If it's Bovada, same thing. Yeah, round robins is exactly right. Round robins for all is exactly the way you should think about building those parlays. Yep. Also a parlay piece, Jeff McNeil, under half a strikeout, says Zodwick. Very interesting. I'm not going to tail on that one, but an interesting one. Okay, let's look at Owen Miller. Colton's asking about Owen Miller, so let's check that one out. For the Brewers, and you're asking about over half a hit. Over half a hit. 69% on the over. Not a great trend behind it. Why do you like it so much? He does have one hit against this starting pitcher lifetime. Only 2 at-bats against left-handed pitching. That's why. .318 batting average and a good sample size to boot. Love what you found here. I always love a good righty-lefty matchup. I always love finding those. So we're going to jump on board with this one. This one is a bit chalky. Minus 225, but we like the call. Good stat behind it. Owen Miller. Over half a hit. Like the call. Good find. Nice job, Colton. Chris, great to see you. What's up? Great to see you. Colton, it is a dark horse out of nowhere. Good find. Okay. Santander. Can we get him on over half a hit? He has been red hot for us of late. Can we get Anthony Santander over half a hit? Come on, no. Oh my goodness. It is stealing season. He has hit this in 8 of his last 10 games. I like the matchup that he has today against Abbott. I mean, yeah, I would take this. He's hitting .288 against left-handed pitching this year. I'm jumping on this one. Anthony Santander, where you been, baby? Let's do it. Didn't expect to have this on the board only because I didn't expect to be over half a hit. Anthony Santander, over half a hit. Again, it's a leg of a parlay, just like Owen Miller is. And again, top dog, we talked about this. You could find some good parlay plays in a bunch of these and just swap them in and out. Round robin that stuff. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Hope you're having a lot of fun watching Butt Fumble Sports. If you do like our content, if you do like what we're doing here at Butt Fumble Sports, make sure you hit the like button on our video, whether it's on TikTok Live, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. And of course, make sure you're supporting Butt Fumble Sports. Make sure you subscribe no matter the platform. Padres on the money line. Let's look at that. Now, I expect to take the yes on this with Yu Darvish going up against Rich Hill, but I'll just show you guys just so you're aware of it. Padres minus 188. You can see that the Pirates have not been a good team. Even while the Padres have been bad, the Pirates have been even worse. I do like the fact that the money line has moved on this, just giving me more favorable odds on the Padres. Yu Darvish doesn't have a great ERA, though. Meanwhile, Rich Hill, can actually argue Rich Hill's been the better pitcher in some ways. But Yu Darvish I have more faith in. Rich Hill, against the pitchers that he'll be facing today, a couple guys have some good numbers. On the other side, the Pirates against Darvish. Limited sample size across the board. Nothing really great to speak of. I lean towards taking the Padres. Over the last 6 games, Padres have been the team that has come out ahead more time than not. So I would take the Padres. Not one that I had prior to the show, so we'll tack it on here. Padres on the money line. If you guys want my picks, make sure you hit that live goal confetti. Jeff McNeil to get a strikeout, Dane says is coming in at 43.8%. Interesting. Tony, you're asking about the Reds-Orioles no run in the first inning. We love it? No. The answer is no, I don't. Because of the weather in Baltimore, I'm not picking that game for a run in the first inning either way. Not touching it. Not touching it. Feel like it's coin flip. So, Tony, no, don't have the same level of confidence that you do. Brian Wu, over 5 strikeouts. That one I actually really like. LRK425, who is our resident Seattle Mariner fan, he alluded to it. I kind of like this one. Let's look at Bryce Wu. Oh, is he coming up? There he is, Brian Wu. Sorry, I was saying Bryce Wu. Brian Wu, strikeouts, 4.5. This is a great... I like the play. This has been a good trend since he got up to the majors. I like this trend. I like it. I'm throwing it right up on the board. You can get this at minus 163. This is a no-brainer for me. I'm all about this one. Brian Wu, over 4.5 strikeouts. I think that is way too low. I think that's way too low. I think that's a great find. Good call. Good call by Chris Silva. Let us know if you want that to be your celebrity shot of the day. Speaking of which, Jorge wants to get his celebrity shot up on the board. By the way, everybody, we talk about it. Jorge, 25-10, everybody, 25-10. Jorge's been doing a really good job with his picks. And Jorge's pick today is going to be Anthony Santander over half a hit. I don't care if it's Chalk City. You're more than you're allowed to take chalk over half a hit as long as they cash. That's all that matters. There you go, Jorge. You're on the board. Top dog. Nationals, no run in the first inning. That's one that's up on my big board. Top dog, let us know if you want it to be your celebrity shot of the day. I do have Nationals, Mariners, no run in that first inning. No run in that first inning. Let us know if you want it up on your celebrity shot big board. Top dog, let us know. Is it your celebrity shot pick? Get those picks in, everybody. By the way, we are 1 hour into our show. 1 hour into our show. Hope all of you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. That said, did want to rant about one other thing that obviously is going on in the sports world, and that is baseball in New York sucks right now. All of the hype in the offseason, spring training, the Mets spend money, the Yankees bring Judge back, they get Rodon, the Mets get Verlander, they're going to be loaded. Oh, we're going to get another Subway Series. And where are we at the end of June? The Yankees are disappointing with Aaron Judge injured, and we don't even know when he's going to come back. And in Queens, the Mets are maybe the most soul-crushing, soul-sucking team I have ever seen. The Mets fans, they usually understand kind of how the season goes. High hopes early, maybe they outperform a little bit, and then over the course of the season, they disappoint. This year, it has been all disappointment for Met fans. Met fans right now, you are being tortured. I don't know what you did wrong, but the karmic gods are against you. Yesterday, Justin Verlander had a good start. He actually delivered the kind of start you need from a veteran ace to try to bring things back to level. But instead of being able to hold a lead, the Mets give it up. They lose again. Right now, it feels like the Mets are sellers to me. Right now, it feels like the Yankees, they're just so many pieces away. I was hopeful when I thought Aaron Judge would be coming back, but now that his timeline has a big TBD at the end of it, New York baseball is in shambles. If you are a New York baseball fan, you are just asking yourself, what did we do wrong? We spent the money. We trusted some of our young players to step up and actually perform. And thus far, we are not seeing the returns on all of that hope and on all of those resources invested. Cannot believe the disasters we're seeing. However, I don't think it's Buck Showalter's fault for the Mets, and I don't think it's Brian Cashman's fault for the Yankees. Injuries have plagued these two teams, but more importantly, how these two teams were constructed and how they're executing just doesn't mesh. I think the GM of the Mets failed. I think the manager of the Yankees is failing. But to me, Mets and Yankees are two of the great disappointments in baseball this year. And as someone who doesn't love New York baseball, I love it. Hope you guys just enjoyed that. If you like our rants, make sure you follow our TikTok live channel, our YouTube channel. We put out rants every single day. Zodwick, you only get 2 celebrity shots, so you got to pick. You only get 2 celebrity shots. Yeah, Dane likes our Brian Wu over 5 strikeouts. Love that. Love that. Top Dog, let's get Top Dog celebrity shots on the board. Top Dog getting his celebrity shots on the board. And again, Top Dog's record, 18-16. Let's see if he can get up to 20 successful picks today. Top Dog is taking Nationals, Mariners, no run in the first inning, and he is also taking Freddie Freeman over half a hit. Chalk City, fine by me. It is on the board, everybody. We have more celebrity picks to go. By the way, Zodwick, you only get 2. You only get 2, so you got to let us know if you want to stay with the 2 picks you have or if you want to change them. IP Shade 45, love it. In regards to Judge, he has a history of injury concerns. Okay, this I'm going to go after. Aaron Judge's injury history has nothing to do with the injury he has right now. If the injury he had right now matched what he had in the past, I'd agree with you, IP Shade 45. But this is a freak accident. The man literally ran through a wall in LA going up against the Dodgers. So does he have an injury history? Yes. But does his injury history relate to his current injury? No. So Aaron Judge isn't on the IL because he's just a broken player and has a tendency to be broken. He actually performed what is one of the most freak plays I've ever seen, and it just so happened that he ran his toe into the cement of the wall there in right field of Dodger Stadium. So is he injury prone? Maybe, but it isn't related to the injury he has right now. Colton, my celebrity shot pick is Jose Ramirez, 1.5 bases. Let's get it up on the board. Great to have you as a subscriber, Colton. Appreciate that. Colton is taking Jose Ramirez over 1.5 bases. We have about 50 minutes left of our show, everybody. Get those questions in, get those picks in, get those comments in. We are doing our research, giving out plays. Here for it. Oh, Zodwick, you're bringing the humor. Love it. Love it. Ozzie Albies on strikeouts. Ozzie Albies on strikeouts. Let's look at it. Ozzie Albies, looking at his strikeouts. By the way, if you guys want my picks, don't forget, hit that confetti, hit that live goal. Over half a strikeout has been a very good play of late. Very consistent. We really like Ozzie Albies, but that is definitely one that is interesting to take note of. Joe Ryan, by the way, is a good strikeout pitcher. You see the Ks per 9. Lifetime against him, no stats, hasn't faced him, but is a good trend against right-handed pitching, almost striking out at, where is he here? 24, no. Oh, only a 16.3% clip against right-handed pitching. So he strikes out more against left-handers. Just interesting to know. I'm not going to tail on this one. I'd be interested. Dane, doing your model, doing your research. What do we think about Ozzie Albies over half a strikeout? Let us know, Dane. Be curious about that one. Joe Ryan is a solid pitcher. Kind of curious on this. Head-to-head, it is there. Over the last 20 games, fairly consistent. How about at home? Not as consistent. I'm just kind of wanting to fade it. Not going to touch this one. I know it's probably a good play, but kind of on the fence about it. Kind of on the fence. Curious to know what Dane's model gives us. I'd be curious if it comes in really strong. LRK425 is asking about A's on the money line. Let's look at A's on the money line. Rarely do we see LRK425 talk about the A's on the money line. Interesting. What's going on today? The Oakland Athletics are playing the Yankees, and they have Paul Blackburn on the mound, who has actually been one of their better pitchers this year. I know the 4.21 ERA wouldn't suggest that, but actually he has been, given how bad their starting staff has been. On the other side, Brito just hasn't been that impressive. Wasn't impressive so far this year. Wasn't impressive against the A's in an earlier meeting. Against Blackburn, the Yankees do have some good numbers, though. A lot of good averages against him. Definitely something that stands out to me. And on the other side, against Brito, a couple guys hit him well. Perez a home run, Peterson a home run. Definitely something to note. If I were to take this game, I would probably take the A's plus the 1.5. That has been a good trend of late. Has missed in 3 of the last 4, but have been really strong before that. Can we get the A's at minus 2.5? Nope. At plus 2.5. Plus 2.5 is at minus 235. Kind of an interesting play for me. I am going to throw this one up on the board. I know it's a chalky play. Again, maybe you don't want to follow me. That's fine by me. I'll take this one on my own. I am going to take the Athletics plus 2.5. Again, it's a chalky play, so it's the leg of a parlay for me. Just not a lot of faith in the Yankees. And the 2.5, the Yankees have not covered a 2.5 spread over their last 10 games. And that's why I'm going with it, folks. The next thing that LRK425 was talking about is Julio Rodriguez over half a hit. We'll look at that. We'll also look at over half a strikeout for Julio, because that's been a solid play as well. Julio Rodriguez over half a hit, not available. Not available. If we could get it, we would take it. Over half a strikeout, let's look at that. Strong implied probability. 5 straight games, this is hit. Starting pitcher, Irvin. Not a great pitcher, but does get some strikeouts. Against right-handed pitching this year. Julio Rodriguez, a strikeout percentage that's inching ever closer to 25%. I'm going to ride it. You have taught me to go for it with the strikeouts. LRK425, here we go. I am taking it. Minus 180. I'll ride with it. Julio Rodriguez over half a strikeout. Okay, guys. If you want any of my picks, you know what to do. Hit that live goal. Hit that confetti. We'll give out some of the picks that we have loaded up prior to the show. If you guys have any celebrity shots, get them up on the board. And Randall, Colton, you are winning me over today, buddy. Colton, you are winning me over. Because Colton is dead on with his picks today. Colton, good job. You took Jose Ramirez. You're also taking Randall Grichuk over. You're taking over half a hit. Is that what you're taking? I believe that's it, and I love it, Colton. Let's jump into it. Great find here. The stats that I saw last night and doing my research, Randall Grichuk hits Clayton Kershaw pretty well. Over half a hit actually isn't available to us. If you can find it, we'll let it be there. If you tell me you find it on Bovada, but I'm not seeing it here. Over 1.5 hits is too good to be true. It has been hitting consistently, and against Clayton Kershaw, lifetime, 273 average with a home run. It's even better. It's even better when you're getting it over beyond the 2018 threshold timeline that Outlier puts up. So can't get the over half a hit, which is disappointing. What about hits, runs, and RBIs? 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs I actually think is a good play. It's one of the few plays that I like involving Randall Grichuk. Not going to take the over 1.5 bases. I will take Randall Grichuk over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Make sure you guys are sharing that channel. Every time you guys share the channel, we give out a stolen base pick of the day. So make sure you guys are hitting that share button. Let's give out a stolen base pick of the day the moment you guys do that. I do have another long ball, long shot of the day to give out because you guys have been hitting that like button like crazy. We've already given out Machado, Pete Alonso, Jose Ramirez, and Freddie Freeman. Next one we're going to put up on the board is going to be Elias Diaz. Sticking with this Dodgers game, I'm going with Elias Diaz to hit a home run against Clayton Kershaw. Lifetime against Kershaw, he does have a home run. Looking at Diaz, probability to hit a home run today, 16%. You could get it at plus 520. Also curious, can I get him over half a hit? No brainer for me. May not be the best trend you've ever seen, but that said, lifetime against Clayton Kershaw, 12 at-bats. He's 6 for 12 with a home run. Great stats, low strikeout percentage. Elias Diaz today. And by the way, looking at the weather in this game, weather looking good for the hitters. So, for that reason and more, I'm taking Elias Diaz over half a hit. This is a play that I did like prior to the show. Elias Diaz over half a hit. And to show you what the odds are on that one, minus 250. So yes, it is a parlay play. However, let's also look, can I get over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs? I can, and it comes in at 57%. I'm going to ride with it. Doubling down on it. Again, you guys may not want to tail me on this one. Might be foolish to double down on this play, but I like the matchup. I like the weather. Going to ride with it. There you go, everybody. Another long ball, long shot of the day. Appreciate all those who are working behind the scenes to help us out. Make sure you're hitting that like button, everybody, and make sure you're sharing the channel. LRK425, love hearing that. Tells me, though, those are good plays on Bovada. So that is a way that you can kind of transfer over the advice from one play to another. Okay, Dane, you have Ozzie Albies at 78% implied probability on a strikeout. Okay. You also have Julio getting a hit at 102%. Interesting. And 121% on a strikeout. Really interesting. Okay, someone's asking about James Outman. Can we look at James Outman? And this is one that I really like. Gaz, good find. We already showed Freddie Freeman on a home run. James Outman is actually another player that we like tonight. I talked to you guys that I like the home runs in the Dodgers and Rockies game. James Outman's actually one I have my eye on. 20% implied probability, plus 390. I know we've hit 12,000 likes, so we can put it on the board. James Outman, not someone that you'll probably think about very often, but like the implied probability, doesn't have a big home run history, but do like it at plus 390. Now, on the other side, can we get over half a hit? You bet. And this is a good play, good trend. Against Connor Siebold, he is 1 for 2 lifetime. Limited sample size, but a good righty-lefty matchup, good weather. Put James Outman up on your board for over half a hit. It is a leg of a parlay play, though. James Outman, over half a hit, is the leg of a parlay. Someone was asking about Stephen Kwan earlier, and that is actually someone I really like as well. Let's look at Stephen Kwan. Can we get him on over half a hit? It's set at 1.5. Just curious to know. Has been a good trend of late on over half a hit. The reason that we're interested in him today, 5 for 10 since 2018 against Brady Singer. So really good. And again, that's why I wanted the over half a hit. Very safe play. What about over half a single? Over half a single, 66% implied probability. You could get it at 196. That's the play I like involving Stephen Kwan. So, throwing this one up on my board, Stephen Kwan, over half a single. Over half a single, that's the play we like if we're looking for Stephen Kwan today. Colton, you knew it. Good calls. Okay, Detroit Tigers on the money line. Detroit Tigers on the money line. Against the Rangers. See, I like Martin Perez in this one, and I don't like Matthew Manning. So I'm not taking this one on the Tigers. If you want to take them to cover the spread, I can understand it. I like the Tigers. I like the Rangers in this one. And I know we haven't gotten some confetti in a while, but I will throw this one up on my board. And this is what I'll say about this game. The Texas Rangers are one of the best teams at baseball after a loss, coming back and winning. Not just winning, but covering the spread. So, I am going two ways on this. I'm taking Rangers on the money line. Rangers on the money line is minus 190. That can stand on its own. I'd also consider Rangers, I'm going to put this one up there, Rangers minus 1.5. So I'm actually doubling down on my Rangers today, doubling down on that pick. Top Dog's asking about Brady Singer over 1.5 walks. Let's look at that. By the way, let's actually do our reverse engineering. We've come to that point in the show. Let's do our reverse engineering. Players we think will get to 2 walks. And who comes up? Let's see. Okay, Jameson Taillon, first player we see. Really strong trend here. Very high whip against the Phillies lifetime. By the way, some good numbers against him lifetime. Bohm hits him well. Harper hits him well. Stott hits him well. We already talked about Castellanos. So that said, do like the matchup today for the Phillies. Also, over 1.5 walks allowed. I am going to take this one, but it's a leg of a parlay. Jameson, Taillon, over 1.5 walks allowed. But that is a leg of a parlay. Let's continue to reverse engineer some of these. David Peterson, 66% implied probability. Has hit the last 2 games. Brewers are hitting him really well as additionally. I'm going to take this one as well. David Peterson over 1.5 walks allowed, putting it on the board. And by the way, guys, just so you know, minus 165, it's a standalone. Let's go back to our implied probabilities. Gavin Williams, 66%. Now, this is a rookie. Not going to put too much faith in it, so not going to touch it. Might be a good play, but we don't like to bet on rookies. Just something I tend to avoid. That said, let's go to Taj Bradley. This has been a good trend. Missed last game, but this is a good trend. We talked about the patience and the lack of strikeouts by the Diamondbacks. I'd take this one as well. That's Taj Bradley over 1.5 walks allowed. Another play up there on the board for you guys. Now, we already touched on Rich Hill, but Kevin Gausman, is he another one that we like? This has been a pretty consistent trend over the course of the year. Last one that we're going to put up here is going to be Kevin Gausman over 1.5 walks allowed. Okay, everybody. And by the way, these last few, they're standalone plays. So, not only did we give out walks allowed plays, 4 of them, 3 of them are standalone plays. Elder has an 0.60 ERA in the first inning. Ryan has a 1.080 ERA in the first inning. Braves, Twins, no run in the first inning for Zodwick. Love the data that you're putting in there, Zodwick. Not going to put it up on my big board, but love the data that you just brought. So for all of those watching, Zodwick just gave out some great stats about how Bryce Elder and Joe Ryan, 2 of the lower ERAs in the first inning. So he's recommending that the Twins-Braves no-run first inning is a good play. I'm not going to touch that one. I know it's good data that you just offered. Not going to touch it myself. But if you want it up on the board, let us know. Additionally, Zodwick, let us know if you want to stick with the picks that you got up on the board. Parlay play, JD Martinez over half a hit. I do like that one as well. JD Martinez over half a hit. By the way, I know we've got a lot of questions and comments coming in, doing our best to answer all of them, so bear with us if we miss. Over half a hit isn't available where we see it, but if you can find it, jump on it. Royals Guardians under 10.5. Royals Guardians under 10.5. Royals Guardians under 10.5. Let's look at it. Looking at the under, you're looking at the alternative line, 10.5. Love that find. Like the trend. Only issue is Brady Singer. That is a high ERA. That's a very high ERA for Brady Singer at 6.34. So just something to be a bit hesitant on. 2 guys with high ERAs. So I'm not going to touch this one. 2 guys with high ERAs. Not going to touch this game. Just don't have enough confidence in it to put my money behind it. Okay. Appreciate that. LRK425, appreciate you putting that all out there, but we're trying to get a lot of different people's questions into the show, so appreciate you asking. We'll get to it in a little bit. Let's look at Corey Seager really quickly. Let's look at Corey Seager. Over half a hit. You can't get it. Can we get over 1.5 total bases? That might be a good play. Not a great trend behind it, but just interesting to note. 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs isn't available. Dane on YouTube, I believe, loves Stephen Kwan over half a single. Really interesting. Zodwick, FYI, DraftKings has a boost today for Braves, Twins, no run first. Okay, so Zodwick is saying DraftKings has a boost for that Braves and Twins game. If you guys like that game and you agree with Zodwick about no run in the first inning, jump on that to get it, take advantage of the boost. Okay, LRK425 is hounding us about the Tigers and looking at their numbers against the starting pitcher. We'll focus specifically on Miguel Cabrera to start. Can we get him on over half a hit? We can. And he's facing Martin Perez. First of all, Cabrera is actually hitting pretty well. And lifetime against Martin Perez, or at least since 2018, this is since 2018, Miguel Cabrera has hit him well. And as LRK425 was alluding to in the comments section, a lot of these hitters hit him well. Still some small sample sizes across the board, so no, I'm not going crazy on Eric Haas. Only 6 at-bats, 3 for 6. Interesting to note, but not going too crazy. Miguel Cabrera is someone I do like. I could take him on over half a hit. I can get that at minus 200. That does make it the leg of a parlay, but I will throw it up on the board. Miguel Cabrera over half a hit. If you wanted to look at Eric Haas as well, we can do that. Eric Haas over half a hit, 69% implied probability, decent trend over the last few days. I'm not going to throw it up on my big board, but if you wanted to, might make a nice leg of a parlay as well. Yeah, there you go. Look at that green, LRK425. Brittany Griner, under 6.5 rebounds. Let's get some WNBA picks. So, if you guys hit this live goal of confetti, I actually have 3 WNBA picks that I'm sitting on, so hit that live goal of confetti. Top Dog, it's a great call. I think Zodwick and Top Dog are on to something. No run in the first inning for the Braves and Twins. I'm not going to jump on it, but it seems like that's a trend that a lot of you guys like, so might want to jump on it. By the way, IP Shade 45, thank you for hooking us up with that live goal confetti. Before we do our Brittany Griner research, let us go into a pick. I am taking the Suns on the money line. Suns on the money line, our first WNBA pick that we're giving out. Connecticut Sun on the money line. I'm getting it at plus 172, everybody. That's right. I'm taking them to win. I'm taking the Suns to win. So yes, it is a plus play on the other side. I can also take them on the spread, and I am going to. So I'm doubling down on this. I'm taking the Connecticut Sun all the way up. I can get them at plus 8.5, everybody. So I'm also taking the Connecticut Sun on the money line. I'm taking them also at plus 8.5. So this is a plus money play. This is just a good spread play. I'd also take it at plus 7.5. So I'm kind of doubling down on this one a little bit. I would take it at plus 7.5. They've cashed on every one of those. At 8.5 rather. 7.5. They've covered that every time. How about 6.5? They've covered that every time. I'm not going to go all that way, but 8.5 and 7.5, I'm jumping on it. Jumping on it. So there's a couple of picks given out. Thank you, IP Shade 45, for the confetti. That said, let's look at Brittany Griner and her rebound total. Brittany Griner. And we'll look at her for rebounds. 6.5 is the total. The over has the strong implied probability, but she's been struggling to clean those boards of late. Hasn't been able to really succeed there. At home, much better. That's the one thing I would say is in our favor at home. But I wouldn't touch this play. Not a good trend. So if I had to lean in any direction, under 6.5 probably is the better play. The implied probability doesn't indicate that, but something to note. Okay, everybody, we have a half hour left of our show. Here are all of the picks that we have up on the board. In case you missed any of them, here are all of the picks. We'll scroll through them slowly. Again, if you missed any part of the show, we have it all recorded. It will be posted onto YouTube immediately after the show concludes, so you can find all of our picks, all of our plays, look at all of our research up on our YouTube page, Butt Fumble Sports on YouTube. You can watch the entire show there. Additionally, after the show ends, we'll throw up all these picks onto our website, buttfumblesports.com. That way you can check out all of our picks, all of our plays. You can go one by one and make sure that you're aware of everything that we like today. Here we have some WNBA picks, a couple long ball long shots of the day. Still waiting on you guys to share the channel. Keep sharing that channel, everybody. We'll give out some more stolen base picks of the day. And, of course, your celebrity shots. If you have a favorite pick, we let everyone get their 2 favorite picks up on the board, and we keep track of them with your celebrity shot records. So get that on the board, everybody. Get that on the board. Again, for those that are new, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. And while I'm speaking about it, we have dropped some brand new shirts, everyone. I'm really happy with how these turned out. Some brand new pitcher shirts. Some pitcher shirts for everybody. Maddox, Pedro, Koufax. Additionally, we also have Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan. Make sure you check out our store, buttfumblesports.com. Some great new MLB content, as well as some great new MLB merchandise. So go check out our merchandise, buttfumblesports.com. Definitely check those shirts out. I think they're really cool. I'm going to get 5 for myself. Okay, Zodwick, Paul DeYoung has the highest chance of a hit. My model is spitting out. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. By the way, Top Dog, let us know what your celebrity shots of the day are. Do we already have them up on the board? We have 2 for Top Dog. Top Dog is also giving out some soccer plays. Canada on the money line and total goals under 3.5. Okay, Top Dog. Zodwick was talking about Paul DeYoung. Let's look at Paul DeYoung. And that would be to get over half a hit. %57 implied probability. Really strong trend against Valdez. Framber Valdez, no at-bats. 256 average against left-handed pitching. I'm going to ride with this one. I kind of like it as well. Paul DeYoung over half a hit. I'll put this one up on my board. I'm kind of curious about it. I'll take it. Over half a hit. It could stand on its own at minus 135. Good play. Good find. Love it. Jorge, thank you for sharing the channel. And the answer is yes. The answer is yes, Jorge. For all those that are watching the show, if you love the NFL, if you love football and fantasy talk, Butt Fumble Sports is live tonight, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So everybody, Butt Fumble Sports has a weekly NFL show tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern on TikTok, Live, YouTube, Twitter Spaces. So guys, make sure you check it out. Butt Fumble Sports is live tonight for our NFL show, our weekly NFL show. We're going through week 4 of the NFL, going through each week, giving out picks early on. By the way, you can already bet on those games, believe it or not. But there's a lot of opportunities to get ahead. We're going to talk about some future plays. So join us tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, Butt Fumble Sports' weekly NFL show. The next thing we were just about to give out, we got a share. So every time you guys share the channel, we give out a stolen base pick. Let's get to those. Stolen base pick that I like for today. I'm going to take Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds. Yu Darvish gives up a lot of stolen bases. Brian Reynolds is someone I like today. Let's throw him up here to see what the odds are. Is Reynolds up here? He's not here. Okay. If he's not here, we'll see if we'll rip him off and we'll put someone else. I like Andrew McCutchen. I had him in my research as well. Now, you may go, old man Andrew McCutchen. The answer is yes. He actually has a number of stolen bases this year. Andrew McCutchen to get a stolen base, 18% implied probability, but you could get it at plus 470. So not a bad play. If I like him to get on base, I like him to get on. If I like him to get a stolen base, I like him to get on base. Over a half a base isn't available. What about over half a hit? Yes, over half a hit, and it's very consistent. Against Yu Darvish lifetime, Andrew McCutchen, 2 for 6 lifetime. So I do like this play, everybody. I would throw this one up here. Andrew McCutchen to get a stolen base, and additionally, Andrew McCutchen over half a hit. Okay, LRK425, one of our most loyal viewers, is throwing up their celebrity shot of the day. LRK425 is 14-6. Way to go, LRK425. Let's see if you can improve upon that. LRK425, you're the man. Let's get you up here on the board. Celebrity shot, Rich Hill, over 1.5 walks. Let's do it. About 25 minutes left of the show, everyone. Get those celebrity shots in, just like LRK425 did. Chris Silva putting his up on the board. By the way, Chris Silva, 1-2. Let's see if he can get back up to above 500. Chris Silva is taking Brittany Griner under 6.5 rebounds. Under 6.5 rebounds. Interesting call. Chris, you are on the big board. Let's go. LRK425 is also taking Pete Alonso over half a hit. Good call. Following us there. Pete Alonso over half a hit. That said, I say that you're following us, but LRK425, much like IP Shade 45, Dane, Top Dog, Zodwick, and others, you guys do some really good research on your own, bring it into the show, just get confirmation from us, but love what you guys are finding. If you guys want your favorite picks up on the board, let us know. We keep track of your records every single day so you can play along at home. Chris Silva, you're also taking Ozzy Albies over half a strikeout. Very interesting that Ozzy Albies over half a strikeout makes an appearance again. Ozzy Albies over half a strikeout. Dane, appreciate you joining us for the show. Hope you join every single day. Dane, make sure you reach out to us. DM us, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram, Sports Fumble on Twitter. Dane would love to contact you, have a conversation just like I did with LRK425. We'll see you later, Dane. Dane's dropping out of the show for now. Appreciate him giving out his picks and his advice. If you guys have picks that you want, let us know. If you want more of my picks, let us know. Throw them up here on the big board or throw that confetti in the air. Throw that confetti in the air and we will give out more of my picks. Dewana Bonner over 1.5 3-pointers. Let's look at it. Bonner. Oh, I need to be over in the WNBA. Bonner. Dewana Bonner. 3-pointers. 1.5. The over really strong. Wow. Guys, we haven't said it in our show today. We have yet to say it in our show today. But guys, when we see this much green, what do we call it? What do we call it when we see this much green on the trend screen? You guys know what it's called. LRK425 said it. Lawn. That's what we call this. This is a very green lawn. Just a little bit of a dirt patch here. No problem with that. We call this a lawn, everybody, and we are the landscapers. Love the call. I'm throwing it up on my big board. Not one I had prior to the show, but Dewana Bonner over 1.5 3-pointers made. Put it on the board, everybody. By the way, yesterday we had 2 of these kinds of picks over 1.5 3-pointers made. We went 2-0. About 20 minutes left of the show. Get those picks in. Get those comments in. Once again, if you want our daily fantasy lineup, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. You guys probably aren't surprised to see our cover boy of the day is Jose Ramirez. If you want our daily fantasy lineup, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. That's buttfumblesports.com. While you're there, check out our content, our favorite hitter-pitcher matchups, our favorite trend plays of the day, our DFS lineup, and as I mentioned, we have some brand new shirts that we just dropped to commemorate some of the best pitchers in baseball. Maddox, Pedro, Koufax, Seaver, Ryan. Love these shirts. Had them just designed and released yesterday. So make sure you go check those out on our store, buttfumblesports.com. Go check it out, everybody. Great new merchandise. Brianna Stewart over 3.5 assists. Let's get back to our research and let's look at Brianna Stewart on assists. 3.5, the over, the strong implied probability. Really strong trend as well. Like what I'm seeing here, the head-to-head. If we check it out on the road, that's where it struggled. On the road has been a struggle, so a little bit concerned about that. Maybe it talks us out of it. Had been a good play at home, not as good on the road. I'm not going to tail on this one for that reason, so just something to be aware of. Candyman, I actually think your rebounds play might be a better one. So assists doesn't get me excited with Brianna Stewart, but rebounds, 9.5. this is a better trend, especially on the road. So I would take this one over 9.5 rebounds for Breanna Stewart. That's a play I like. That's a play I like. Additionally, let's look at points. Let's see what we could get on points. 22.5. Good implied probability. She really has struggled her last few games, so not a trend that we necessarily like on the road. I'm just making a note of it, just putting it out there so you guys can see it. But we do have a couple WNBA player prop bets out there. IP Shade 45 getting his celebrity shot up on the board. Let's look at it. IP Shade 45. By the way, IP Shade 45's record 6-7. Got a cashing ticket yesterday. Hopefully he can cash today. Get to that 7-7 mark. IP Shade 45. He's taking Brandon Drury over half a hit, I believe. Over half a hit. Yep, that's right. Up on the board. Jorge's asking about Zach Gallen on strikeouts. Let's look at that. Switching back over to baseball. Zach Gallen looking at strikeouts. 5.5. Good implied probability. Decent trend. Even better at home, everybody. Zach Gallen has over 5.5 strikeouts in 5 straight games at home. Love the play. Love the play. By the way, Drew, the show does end in 20 minutes, so Drew, get your questions, your comments in. But guys, if you missed any part of the show, no worries. You can go to our YouTube page, Butt Fumble Sports, watch the entire show. We put it out into chapters so you guys can jump into different sections of the show. Nothing to worry about there. That said, love the play. Zach Gallen over 5.5 strikeouts. Yep, I'm adding it given the trend, what we've seen him do at home. Zach Gallen over 5.5 strikeouts. Good call, good find, and again, getting that at minus 150, so a good set of odds to go with it, everybody. Candyman, let's get your celebrity shot on the board. And Candyman's like me. Looking at those Connecticut Sun, I'm being bold enough to take them on the money line, but also taking them on the spread. Candyman is playing a conservative, and Candyman is taking the Sun plus 9. Is it 9 or 9.5 that you're taking it at, Candyman? You're taking it at 9. So plus 9 for the Sun. Candyman and I are both rooting for Connecticut tonight. Let's go, Candyman. By the way, those that are curious, Candyman is 13-9 on his picks. Candyman, how about you take both? I mean, I'm taking them on the money line. The only problem is they're coming in at plus money, they're coming in as the underdog, so I can understand if you want to take them on the spread. I took them at plus 172 on the money line. I'm also taking them on the spread, so you can think about what you want, Candyman. We can put up both. For the moment, I'll put up both and just say you're taking the Sun on the money line as well. But let us know, Candyman, if you only have if you have difference of opinion there. Okay, you're taking the harder pick, but I like the balls. Sun on the money line. Okay, IP Shade 45, second celebrity shot, Giancarlo Stanton over half a hit. Giancarlo Stanton over half a hit. Let's look at this one. Let's look at it. By the way, guys, hook us up with that confetti. I've got a bunch of picks that I want to drop over the next few minutes, so hit that confetti. I want to drop, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 picks I want to drop, so hit that button, hit that confetti. I want to give those out right now. Would love to give out those next 4 picks. Over half a hit for Giancarlo Stanton. Good implied probability. Does have a hit in 2 straight games against the starting pitcher in this one. 3 for 4 with a home run, as IP Shade 45 alluded to. I'm not going to follow on this one. Not going to tail it, but interesting call. Interesting play. Okay. Yu Darvish over 5.5 strikeouts. Let's see that one. Yu Darvish over 5.5 strikeouts. Yu Darvish, 5.5 Ks. Good implied probability on the over. Decent trend of late. How about on the road? Has hit the last 2 games, Pirates against him. Not huge sample size, not big numbers. If I had to go in any direction, I'd lean towards the over, but not going to put it up on my board. Not going to put it up on my board. Let's get G-Clip's celebrity shot on the board. By the way, is CJ Cron back? Is CJ Cron back from the IL? CJ Cron? Looks like he is. Do you want hits, runs, and RBIs? Looks like you do. Over 1.5. He has been on the IL for about the last 6 weeks. So interesting that he's back today. Lifetime against Clayton Kershaw. Terrible numbers. I will say that. Terrible numbers. Not big strikeouts, but bad numbers. So not one that I'm going to tail. But G-Clips, who am I to say G-Clips is wrong? Because G-Clips, 4-0. 4-0 on his picks. So G-Clips, hey, what do we know? We're just following data and trends. You might be right on this one. You are taking CJ Cron over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Bingo. Put it on the board, everybody. Okay. IP Shade 45, thanks for the confetti. We're going to drop some picks in 1 second. So IP Shade 45 came through with some confetti. By the way, Jorge Alfaro, under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs is an absolute yes. He is terrible against Clayton Kershaw. You just have to be careful. Make sure he's in the starting lineup, because if I were the Rockies, I'd sit him. I don't know why you'd play him today, given his awful stats against Kershaw. Cabell, White Sox on the money line. White Sox on the money line. Looking at that one really quick, and then we're going to drop some picks because IP Shade dropped the confetti. Looking at that game between the Angels and the White Sox. You're asking about the White Sox on the money line. Angels 3-1 against the White Sox this year. Kopech, good pitcher. Ohtani, better pitcher. So I would take Ohtani. I'm going with the Angels in this one. I would take Angels on the money line. That's a pick I will put up on the big board. That's Angels on the money line. It's a Shohei Ohtani play. Getting it at minus 188, absolutely will do it. So, yep, it's on my big board, everybody. By the way, just want to make sure I didn't miss something earlier. Was Michael Kopech, was he available at 1.5 walks allowed? Or 2.5? 2.5, okay, good. By the way, this could still cash. This could still cash. I'm not going to take it, but that one could still cash. We have some more picks to give out. Next pick I'm going to give out, WNBA pick. I am looking at the Storm, Seattle Storm, but I want to take them on the spread. I want to look for the best alternative spread on this one. I could get the Storm at plus 6.5. That's a play I like. By the way, the Minnesota Lynx have yet to cover 6.5 in their last 10 games. They have not covered 6.5 in their last 10. I'm going to take Seattle to cover 6.5. So that's the Seattle Storm plus 6.5. And again, I'm getting that at minus 165. Not a bad play. I'd also like it at plus 8.5 if you want to take the minus 215. But another pick we have up on the board. Here's another pick we're going to give out. Just jumping back to show you the best place to take it. Wings, Mercury. I'm looking at the under in this one. But I'm looking for the alternative line. I will take the under 172 at minus 160. So under 172. That's Wings, Mercury, under 172.5. Getting that at minus 160. Those are two more picks that we just put up on the board. Now, let's go to one of our favorite picks of the day. You guys probably know at this point, we think Anthony Volpe is a very nice kid. Okay? But Anthony Volpe strikes out so frequently. So frequently. Strikeouts. Over half a strikeout at this point. We're taking it until we can't anymore. This is a good trend every single day. I understand that he's going up against Paul Blackburn. Paul Blackburn's actually got a good strikeouts per 9. So for me, yeah, it's minus 240. So frickin' what? Anthony Volpe over half a strikeout is a play worth making. Yeah, it's a leg of a parlay. Consider it. Consider it. There you go. Anthony Volpe just gave out another pick for you guys. Jorge, thank you for letting him know. Jorge, so appreciate you guys letting those in the chat know. If you guys like that the picks that we're putting out there, like the tools that we're using, make sure you DM us. Outlier is the tool. Tito's full send. Let's get some of these celebrity shots up on the board. Zodwick, you like JT Realmuto over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. By the way, Zodwick already has his celebrity shots up on the board. But let's quickly look at JT Realmuto, and then we'll get some more celebrity shots up on the board. But Realmuto, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. The implied probability actually isn't in our favor. The trend's not in our favor. Against Jamison Tyone, 1 for 3. Not crazy stats, nothing to really gawk over. So I wouldn't go crazy on this one. I'm not going to tail it. Not going to tail it. Let's get some more celebrity shots up on the board. Candyman is up there, but Tito's full send. Let's get him up there. Tito's full send. By the way, Tito's full send celebrity shot record is 13-12, above 500. Good job. Good job. Your celebrity shot's going to be Nationals, Mariners, under 9.5. That's Nationals, Mariners, under 8.5. Sorry, under 8.5. So a celebrity shot on the board for Tito's full send. There you go. Also, we're getting Candyman's second celebrity shot. He's taking Storm and Lynx over 161.5. That's Storm, Lynx over 161.5. Interesting play. Another WNBA pickup on the board. Colton, hope you have a great day. Appreciating you being a part of the show. Thank you for subscribing, Colton. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Tito's full send is also taking the Brewers on the run line. By the way, Tito's full send, I like this play actually. Brewers over, it's plus half a run on the first 5. Writing it backwards, so it's first 5 plus half a run. There you go, Tito's full send up on the big board. Cabell, interesting by your 2 picks. Are those your celebrity shots, Cabell? Let us know. If you have a celebrity shot, if you have a pick that you want up on our screen, just write in the comment section, my celebrity pick or my celebrity shot. We will put it up on the big board for you guys to play along at home. Gosman, under 6.5 strikeouts. Let's look at that one. I actually think Gosman's going to have a decent game, so not necessarily crazy about the strikeouts being under here. Over has the better implied probability. Under, not as much. Over, I know it hasn't been a good trend of late. You mentioned at home. Missed last game out, but I kind of like this one more. Kevin Gosman. I'm not going to put it up on my board, but you guys see the data behind it. Riding those today. Okay, Cabell. Let's get Cabell up on the board. First celebrity shots for Cabell. Welcome to the big board. Appreciate you being a part of the show. Let's get you on the big board. You are taking the White Sox, and you are taking them on the money line, and you're taking Guardians on the run line. So White Sox on the money line, Guardians minus 1.5. Cabell, welcome to the big board. Welcome to the Celebrity Shot big board. We already looked at Anthony Santander earlier today, Chris Silva. We do like Anthony Santander. Now, I did take it on over half a hit, I believe. Anthony Santander, over half a hit. But we do like him on a number of plays, so yes, we do like that play as well on bases. Bases and runs. Valdez over 5.5 strikeouts. Let's look at Framber Valdez. He's someone that we've liked on strikeouts before. You guys have mentioned that he's a big ground ball pitcher, but he gets a number of strikeouts as well. 5.5. The implied probability is on the under, though. Looking at it from an over perspective, it's been very consistent. They don't like it, though, against the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm kind of surprised by that. Against left-handed pitching this year, how have the Cardinals done? Arenado, low strikeout percentage. Carlson, Goldschmidt, Edman. Now I understand why. Cardinals are good against left-handed pitching, making contact, not big on strikeouts, so interesting. Very interesting. Nafsa Collier, over 9.5 rebounds. Interesting. Let's look at it really quick. Nafisa Collier, and we're looking at rebounds. Over 8.5 rebounds is what you're talking about at the 8.5. Had some line movement. Pretty good trend. How about at home? Decent. Not going to throw it up on my board, but Candyman seems to be going crazy over it. So Candyman might like it enough for you guys to follow. Jorge is also going to throw up Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen over 5.5 strikeouts. So that is another one for Jorge. His second celebrity shot pick is going to be Zach Gallen over 5.5 strikeouts. Okay, everybody, final few minutes of the show. Unbelievable how fast this show goes every single day. You guys are absolutely awesome. Chris is asking about Connor Siebold's over earned runs allowed. Let's look at that really quick. Final few minutes of the show. Big shout out to all of those here at Butt Fumble Sports behind the scenes who helped me put this together and allow us to put together this outstanding broadcast that you see every single day. Over 3.5 earned runs does have a good implied probability, doesn't have a good trend. Wouldn't ride with it. I do think it'll probably cash, but just don't feel confident enough. Again, check out the weather across some of these games. Home runs are going to be up in Dodgers and Rockies, Reds and Orioles. 2 games with high home run probabilities, so a couple to check out. Okay, I'm going to do a lightning round of some of the picks that I like. IP Shade 45, drop a couple more on us. Let's hit our live goal. I'm about to give out some more picks. So help us hit our live goal. Would really appreciate that. I'm going to give out some more picks. Next one I'm going to give out, let's look at Dansby Swanson. But not the way you probably think. Dansby Swanson, can we get him on over half a strikeout? 1.5. Too bad. He actually has terrible stats against Ranger Suarez. How about under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs? We don't go to this often for us, but I'm going to take this one. Under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs on Dansby Swanson. Rarely do we do this, but he has terrible numbers. Lifetime 2 for 21. That's just an 0.95 average. 1 RBI, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. So Dansby Swanson under 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. You can tell I'm really into it because I rarely take the under, so definitely something you guys want to keep your eye on. One more away from our live goal. Make sure you hit that confetti. One more from our live goal. Would love to be able to hit that. I'm going to give out another pick right now. Looking for Carlos Santana. By the way, let's do it. Let's also go back. I mentioned earlier, Adam Duvall just really struggles against the starting pitcher that he'll be facing today, Sandy Alcantara. Under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs might be something you want to take. Under 1.5, I'm going to ride with it. I'm gonna go with the guys who really struggle against the starting pitchers. Under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I understand maybe this one's a bit tougher to cash because Adam Duvall, Fenway Park, he's hit well there, but I'll take the under. How about let's go to Carlos Santana. Can I get over half a strikeout? Yes, I can. Jump on it, everybody. Leg of a parlay, not necessary. Good trend, lifetime against you, Darvish. Awful. 0 for 6 with strikeouts there. IP Shade 45, thanks for the confetti. You are awesome. Carlos Santana, over half a strikeout. You can put it on the board. Yes, sir. Over half a strikeout. We have hit our live goal. Thank you so much, IP Shade 45. Thank you so much. Okay, Bryce Elder under 5.5 hits is your celebrity shot. Let's get Tyler up on the board. Final few minutes of the show. Tyler is taking Bryce Elder under 5.5 hits allowed. Bryce Elder under 5.5 hits allowed. There you go. You're up on the board. Running out of time, everybody. Get those celebrity shots in if you still got them. Running out of time. Sabali and Natasha Howard going over rebounds. Okay, let's quickly look at that. These will probably be two of our final research plays. Sabali looking at rebounds. 8.5. Good implied probability. Have been a good trend. How about on the road? Has been a good trend. I'll go with it. Throwing it up on the board. Sabali, over 8.5 rebounds. The other one that you brought up, Candyman, was Natasha Howard, over on rebounds. 7.5. Not as good an implied probability. Not a good trend, so not going to ride with it. Not going to take that one. By the way, Jorge, you couldn't be more right. It is crazy how fast 2 hours go. For all of those who have been watching the show, we will quickly scroll through all of the picks right now. If you missed any part of the show, everybody, if you missed any part of the show, you can watch the entire show posted live on YouTube. You never have to miss a moment, research any picks, so you can review all of our plays for today. It'll be posted up on YouTube, Butt Fumble Sports on YouTube. That way you never miss a thing. Additionally, I will post all these picks right to our website right after the show ends. I'll go right over to our website, post it, so you can check out all of these plays, our MLB game picks, player prop bets, WNBA game picks, player prop bets, our long ball long shots of the day. We only put up 2 stealing is sharing plays. I'll probably drop a couple of those just now so you guys can have a few more to have fun with. And those celebrity shots of the day. Really quick, I'll put a couple more on here. Hey, Song Kim, Jaren Duran, a couple more players that I like. I would also be really curious in taking Tommy Edman. So there are some more stealing is sharing picks of the day up on your board. Some celebrity shots, all there for you. For all of those who have been watching the show, Jorge, Tyler, thank you so much for sharing the channel as a thank you for me giving out those stealing is sharing picks. For all of those who are watching the show, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Check out all of our content. Check out our new merchandise, our new shirts. I'm telling you, they are fire. And for all of those who are watching, make sure you check out our show tomorrow. But Fumble Sports is live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, everybody. That's June 28th. We are live for 2 hours at 1 p.m. EST. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, the show, the company, everything else. Go check out our merchandise, everybody. Go buy yourself a shirt. buttfumblesports.com. Go buy yourself a shirt. For all those who are watching and for all of those who support the show, just want to do as we do every day, give a big thank you and say I hope you stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening, and I hope you cash a ton of tickets tonight. Make sure you guys are following us at Butt Fumble Sports. Check out our content. Check out our merchandise. buttfumblesports.com. Again, we're going to post all of our picks to our website right now, so go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and check out all